What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Railway Empire 2, where we are doing chapter 3 of the campaign. It's the Great Plains. We're going to be starting in Kansas City. The starting year is 1868. 19 cities, 58 rural businesses, and it's the Westward advance. So at the end of the Civil War, old dreams thrive again. We're going to be heading west, so let's continue. So we're going to be using the general, so we get higher revenue from freight and mail, 10%. We get 30% lower track construction costs, but we're going to get 30% extra for tunnels and bridges. So we kind of need to avoid them at all costs, certainly for the beginning of the game. So we get 2 million to start with, and we've got one competitor. There's not a lot else you can do there.
I intended to realize the Nord Express more with the pen than with the sword. Nevertheless, I had learned from history to be prepared for all eventualities. Rigid national borders have always limited the spatial expansion of European companies and rail networks. But in America, the sky was the limit. As late as 1869, several parties had cooperated to complete the first transcontinental railroad. But soon after, the various individual players began to realize their own mammoth projects. In their dogged race, the companies kept getting in each other's way. But in the Wild West, anything was allowed.
So, you're the railroad virtuoso I've been told so much about. It's a great pleasure to meet you. It really is. My name is Colonel Cyrus K. Holliday, but you can address me simply as Colonel. I believe that God gave us civilization to make the wild lands subject to man. As it says in Genesis, fill the earth and subdue it. And that is what we are here for. It is our manifest destiny. I've been working on my goals in this region for 15 years. The war has held up much that should have been reality a long time ago. For example, look at my magical little city of Topeka. I founded it in the firm belief that this land would become the most lovely and desirable that the sun has ever warmed. But Topeka has stagnated. It must be our first priority to change this.
Okay, so of course make sure that you are pausing the game to begin with. And let's have a look at our tasks list first. So before December 1868, that's our first year. We need to have delivered 12 loads of lumber to Topeka. By June of next year, deliver 8 loads of corn to Topeka. Transport a total of 250 freight cars. So we need to do that by the middle of June next year. And advertise a settler bonus in Topeka. Select Topeka and activate the settlement bonus quickly to increase the number of citizens. Okay, so Topeka is going to be our sort of like main one to grow. We've got a good couple of connection bonuses. Wichita, Topeka, Wood as well. Got some gun thing there. Okay, so we're going to start very simply. Let's start in Kansas City. Let's put our rail line right here on the edge, and we're gonna look at what we've got going on. So we've got a goods. We want goods moving, and we want people moving as well. So we're going to start very simply like that. Let's get a nice easy line that goes between the two of them. We're going to put, I think we could look at doing 4 lines. Now I know that seems a bit excessive, but we want to run goods through the cities too, and into the cities. So if we start by putting, and again we need to look at where we're going to be progressing. It doesn't look like anywhere further south than this farm, so we're good there. We've run in that into, let's run that into our first 2 lines there. And we are going to use the 2 lines because we're also going to run that farm over here in. Now, I want to see how much it's going to cost to buy this farm, because I think wood's going to be a big bit of a beneficial. 171. Let's see if we can get that bid. Right, we've brought that, that's fine. Yes, we are using a good bit of money. Oof, we're not buying that though. Okay. So, let's get pressing play and let's get a new rail line that goes from there through to Topeka first. Oh, do you know what we haven't done? We haven't set the lines here. So let's repause it, set our lines. We didn't see what, so Kansas has got that, Topeka's got that, and Wichita should have. So between these 3 cities here alone, we should have enough commodities to start growing everything we need. So we're going to run it straight to Topeka because that's our first task. And we're going to do it with, we need to do it with kind of like a cheap freight. So we'll do it consolidation for now, and we're going to do it with a minimum of 8 wagons. Let's confirm that, and then we'll also do a new rail line from there to Kansas, doing again the same process, 8 wagons. And then we get a new rail line that goes from Kansas we'll use this line for now. To Topeka, and we will then extend that further. We're going to use that. We'll extend that further after. So let's get press and play. Let's get our connection bonuses on the go. And also, we're going to head up towards Wichita very quickly as well, and start getting these towns growing. And again, we'll use the 4 lines, I think, because we're going to make one. Well, we'll start with 2 lines. How much is it going to cost us? Quite a lot. We can always, guys, we can always re-delete the lines if absolutely necessary. They are quite expensive, I'm not going to lie. Probably overdone it there. Probably overdone it. Well, let's edit that train straight away and get it moving. To Wichita and then back to Topeka. I think that's let's get 3 trains running on there. Hold on, we need to see what's going on there because we've messed that up a little bit. Okay, so we do? Let's take this waypoint 2 out for now. Yeah, we're good with that. We're good with that. So we've got a good few connection bonuses coming straight in. Beautiful. That's going to really start growing. All 3 of them. We kind of want to be putting in Topeka here a warehouse. That's going to really drive up everything. We do need to run this train station. Now, what have we got further south? We've got plenty of stuff, so we can think about like running trains further south after as well. But for now, let's get this. Oh, okay, there's a settlement there, so we can't run across there, but we can. We can run it into there, that's not an issue. And that's all the way down to there. New rail line from there to Topeka. Nice. And again, we'll make it so that it's 8 as a minimum. Let's get a train running. Beautiful. We should have trains running up to Topeka now. Sorry, up to Wichita. As you can see, it is running up there. So we haven't got a lot left of that initial 2 million. We've used quite a lot there. But Topeka's growing, and we should start getting Wichita and stuff growing. What we need to really do is get cows to Wichita. So if we get cows into Wichita and we get cotton to Kansas, we've got our commodities all being supplied, and of course if we can get this corn, we've got 105 days left to see if we can get that fed into the system too. Okay, so we're now up to 540, that's cracking. Let's get cows moving into Wichita. Now I'm going to make sure that we are running a nice line in, because we've got other commodities north. We don't want to make this too expensive at all, guys. Actually, let's move that track point. Let's come in from the north of Wichita. There we go, that's not going to cost us too much. And let's get a new line from there to there. And again, we just want full trains running. Have a look at our research now. Make sure you kind of go back and have a look what you're missing. Recruiting is reduced by 5%. What else have we got missing? We've not been purchased. What's that one? running costs, the maintenance post is something that we're not using at the minute. Reduce his track construction, so we'll get that one done first. And we'll get that one done first. We can always go back, and you can see how much further along the line we are. We can always go back and purchase the middle ones. Those getting the cheaper tracks is definitely a bonus. And we need to put a few stations now along the way, not stations, sorry, supply towers. And we can of course use Lopez Station to link with whatever this is. I think it's like clay and of course the corn. Just need the money to kind of pick up a bit before we can do much else. And we've got Omaha. Omaha's sitting in the next area. Although we could go all the way up to Denver, but I don't think we will. Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to be a big one for us. Change that to 4, so that fulfills that first task. We now need to focus on getting corn as well, so let's get our new station for corn. I wonder how much it is to buy this corn for. 7. Yeah, let's do it. Let's buy that. There's no saying that we can't take out a first bond straight away to get things moving. And we know that we can get that corn moving directly via Lopez Station there. It's not really costing us a great deal. This is quite the connection, isn't it? It's quite a distance. Okay, so we should get the bonus for that. We've now got pretty much all the commodities needed moving. In Wichita, we are going to get. We're going to put a maintenance depot, and we're also going to put a warehouse. And in that warehouse, we're going to put corn for the moment. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put a warehouse, and we're going to put wood. We'll delete that train for now, and then what that will do is allow wood to be distributed between Wichita and Kansas, nice and easy. It all seems very quiet, like there's no trains running. Oh, and let's of course put here, put wheat in it as well. week can then be distributed to, and it becomes a little central hub. So how do we do that? Select Topeka and activate the settlement bonus. Topeka. Settler bonus. It's going to cost us 400,000 to do that. So we just need to kind of let the trains now roll and bring some money to us. We didn't even need that, to be fair. That's happened naturally. So let's get this activated before we get too many people in Topeka.
Settlers trickle into the west. Soon they'll be like a rushing current.
Because that's going to grow pretty quickly, I think. Once we get a steady supply of everything kind of into the region. Yeah, beautiful. It is starting to work. This one in on this line, of course, and what we're eventually going to do is readjust what we've done on this south side of the station, but for now we're okay. Just get a new track running from there to there. 8 only. Train. Boom. And we'll eventually put a maintenance station here. So Wichita is now doubly growing quickly. We should start seeing Kansas City growing as well. Let's just see what our warehouse is storing. Not a lot of corn, to be fair, guys. So what we might do is actually then double up that train so that we've got double the amount of corn coming to our towns, because currently we haven't moved any corn to Topeka yet. We have moved 12 loads of lumber to Topeka. We should have done more than that, but it is what it is. It will naturally happen. They will need more wood eventually. Yep, well, I think we're doing okay here, guys. So at this point we're just going to kind of let it run. Okay, so letting it run for a little bit. We haven't got a lot of money still, we're only on 400,000, but we have now completed some of the tasks. So the last bit of lumber's been delivered, and we've done 6 out of 8 corn. We can just kind of see what's in the warehouse. We've got five arriving in the warehouse very soon, so we should see those arriving to Topeka very soon. Topeka is actually growing rapidly. We've nearly got the 10,000 people for the bonus, so it's probably good that we spent it when we did. Like I said, guys, if we really need to, we can delete some of these tracks. I'm actually quite happy with them at the moment. So that's being unloaded, which means I hope the next time we'll have a few more corns being taken down towards Topeka. Just being serviced, we're going to have to sit through the services. What's that taking? Well, that's from Carter's Rest. That's fine. So here we go. Let's see. We've got some corn on. So as long as 3 of these are for Topeka, we will then finish our task and move on forward. I think our next area is probably going to be Omaha, sort of, or it's going to be extending up to Oklahoma. But I'm not spending any more money now until I know what the next tasks are.
The shipment has arrived. I thought your way of
Brilliant.
doing business would be right up my alley. Efficient and reliable. Keep it up.
So we're already 20% through our tasks, and like I said, all 3 cities are growing nicely, which is what we expected to see, being that all the commodities have been supplied throughout. So let's have a look at our next tasks. So growth through passion makes 7 different goods available in Topeka at the same time. So we've got 6 out of 7, and deliver 8 loads of fruits to Wichita by December 1870. So let's have a look at Wichita and see when they want fruit. So they want, oh my god, what's going on? Right, so fruit officially is from 45,000 citizens. So I can't see that being something we can do straight away. Now we do have fruit here in the Nebraska region. So we have fruit there, and we also have veg there. Omaha produces meat, and it's somewhere that we could connect up to through this Kansas City entrance here, or we could expand via Topeka as well and just run it directly in through one of these rails. No real issue. And up here, like I said, we've got fruit, we've got cows, and then we've got corn and wheat up here, and milk. Milk is one, and do you know what else is up here, guys? Sugar. Sugar could be a real game changer too. We could head up to, is Dodge City a city? Or is it a settlement? So we could go to Dodge City, connect that up. I think that's a cracking idea actually. Let's get Dodge City involved in the game. Try not to spend too much. Connect it up via this line into Wichita. Make that a 4-way. And about a 2-way. Keep our normal lines going. And of course we can then look at getting that sugar fed into Wichita, which if we've got it in the warehouse, we can then distribute sugar throughout the region as well, which is going to help everything grow even faster. So what we could look at doing now is actually increasing that rail line so that it goes all the way to Dodge, and the way we do that again is we press square there. Let's move it to Topeka, so it goes from Kansas to Topeka to Wichita to Dodge, and then back to Wichita, and then back to Topeka. So that now brings Dodge City into the fold, and if we can get another station here, just for now running through Dodge and straight down to Wichita, that should bring more goods our way. Look how quickly we spend that money, guys. Maybe we don't need to double line everything, but hey, that's what we're doing. We're thinking about the future of the network as well, so let's get that straight into Wichita. We want it 8 wagons minimum, and we just need 63,000 for this to happen. So as soon as a few more trains start landing, we should hit that 63. We'll buy that train and move on. Come on, 63 please. Let's get there. Let's get some more trains landing. There we go. Right, so we've got that train now running as well. The more trains, the more money. Do you know what? There's probably no harm in putting that in there just for now. Just for now. Because then that will generate more. More usage. More usage. Topeka's now up to 13,000. Train. Got, trains running up to Dodge now. So our 7th commodity being available to being available to Topeka will be, of course, sugar. That will naturally happen because those trains will start rolling in from Dodge, just past Dodge. Where's that train? Oh, the train's already been and landed. So what's the warehouse? Is it holding any, or is it being greedy and gobbled it all up at? Looks like it's gobbled it all up. So it might be worth to look whether or not it's worth putting a second train on. Trains running all over the place, aren't they? Might be worth to edit that now and have a fourth train running. Get a fourth train running, we're good. Gets extra goods moving, just gets everything moving, doesn't it? Every city at the minute is growing. Dodge not so much, but Dodge is only a settlement, and to get it to grow we need to get wheat, we need to get wood. So for now we'll just keep it as it is, and as we want it to grow, we will move the right commodities there, because that might be a task. Looks like we've got no sugar moving in the system at the minute, so let's get another train running with sugar. Because I think sugar's going to be a big commodity. Yeah, look, straight away, train's full. Almost full. Yeah, we're just waiting for it to be produced at this point. They're not producing it quick enough. Trains. Probably going to need to put a maintenance depot there at some point now. So we've got wood. We've got a lot of goods moving through now, guys. It's looking solid. We're actually moving wood up to Dodge City by the looks of it. Is that what that train was doing? Yeah, looks like we're moving wood and wheat up to Dodge, so that's going to start growing up to more than just what it is. Research. Do like to get the previous stuff before I move on too far. We've got a fair decent amount of trains running, but we're just not getting that money at the minute. think bringing sugar was a great idea. And once sugar actually starts landing at Topeka, because we've got 5 in there now, so I'd imagine the next train that comes, which is this one here, I think that's going to take sugar south. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. Let's have a quick cycle through the train. Oh, we've already got sugar moving south, to be fair. Cracking, right, so actually we should almost have sugar arriving in Topeka. So that completes that task, and we just now need to deliver the 8 loads of fruit to Wichita. Wichita needs, what did I say, for 45,000. So the next commodity we're really going to need to look at is milk, and then fruit and veg. So milk is all the way up there. Is there any? There's milk there as well. So that's actually probably a more viable solution. But we also need them apples. So but there's apples here as well. So the Indian Territory might be the best bet to buy next, and we move towards Oklahoma. Almost every one of them trains are full, so I don't know if a 5th train on that. Kansas is now growing, which actually gives us then the opportunity to put a different business there. It's not something I can afford at the moment, but you know what, we're going to move into the Indian Territory, and we're going to use that line from Carter Rest to get up to Wichita. And in Wichita we'll put milk also into the mix. Very simple. Let's have a look, see if we can take any more bonds. We can. Let's take another bond. Not a James Bond, just a normal bond. Oh, nice, cheap line. Cool. Right, Wichita. Let's put milk in the warehouse so that milk now can start being distributed throughout as well. So let's get a train running from there to there. Minimum of 8. Now we need to look at whether or not we're going to put new dresses from 50,000, cheese from 60,000. So not really something that's ideal, but dressmakers is 571. seems a bit excessive for us to put a dressmaker's in. But the problem is, if you don't do something, then eventually the game will automatically put stuff in. That's actually growing really nicely there, guys, and that's just naturally happening. Fruit and veg. So we could get fruit and veg moving to Wichita now. Wichita is going to be a real sort of like central hub of resources. Me feels it's going to be a real like powerhouse for distributing stuff. If we now put fruit and veg in the warehouse here as well, fruit and veg will get distributed via there too. So as soon as places start requiring it, we should be good and already have it in the system. How's Topeka doing? Nearly 20,000. It's just hit 20,000. Kansas is growing nicely. Kansas is up to 44. So they're gonna want milk. They're gonna want veg. So that's good. We've now got those trains running. And it may be, guys, it may be that actually now we increase this to even more trains. Let's get 6 trains running and get so we're just waiting for 5 and 6 to start being deployed. Topeka's growing, Wichita's growing beautifully. Milk is arriving. Let's just see what's in the warehouse. We've got 10 sugars arriving in the warehouse. We've got milk arriving in the warehouse. We've still got corn. I think we're going to need a second kind of corn train arriving at some point because it's such a distance. That I don't think it's supplying enough corn, so let's increase that to 2 trains. And then what we need to do is, of course, get this fruit and veg connected again through here. It's such a nice setup we've got going on here. So that all of our cities are actually really kind of growing together. I mean, we could in turn open the Nebraska area and just run veg from there, apples from there straight into Wichita, or we could open it up so that it runs from Topeka. I don't think it really matters too much in that aspect at the current moment. We have got like the 6 trains now running absolutely fine. Money's starting to roll in a bit better as well. We're up to 500k. That's now gone up to 364. Let's see how much this is going to cost us. Do you know what? Not too much. We now have our fruit coming into the system too. So, Wichita, let's get fruit into the fold as well. New rail line. So Wichita, 8 wagons. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Happy guys. We are moving, rocking and rolling now. And it's all very simple. There's nothing too overly complicated. Everything's running nicely on its own lines. Okay, so when that train does eventually arrive, we should have our task complete. They want us to now, well, Dodge City is now a city, by the way. We have achieved city status. We now want to get Oklahoma connected too. The only problem with connecting Oklahoma, of course, we're going to get a good bonus for it. Is that we then need to start like supplying that, which means we're then going to have to run trains
what it's like to be so
up there. But that could be our next task, guys.
15 years. Topeka is thriving, just as I always wanted it to. I knew that my trust in you was justified. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy purpose shall prosper. But we are still at the beginning. Now we must spread out. First Denver, and then the whole continent. Therein
So it wants us to
our
head
destiny
towards Denver
manifests
by the looks
itself.
of it.
The wilds of the West have always fascinated me.
So connect
even as a
10 rural
child.
businesses to your rail
I
network,
believe it's
found the
God's
city of
will
Dodge,
that
which
my
we've done and
original
fulfilled,
career as a lawyer
not an
did
issue,
not
and then
hold me.
transport 60 passengers without changing trains from Topeka to Denver. So that is our next port of call, heading up towards Denver. Now, do we do it via Dodge City? Because that is, of course, now an actual city, and it's going to be supplied with goods as needed. Or do we do it via Cook Station? Let's just slow down time for a minute and just kind of decide which way we want to do it. Because I think we might want some more lines running out of Wichita, if I'm completely honest, up towards Denver, which might mean that we have to then open up, because we want to be reaching Oklahoma City. We do want to increase, so up towards Amarillo. I don't know if we can. I don't think that's going to be. It will be. So I think we do need to open up some more lines. out of the city, because then of course we can head over this way. So let's end planning complete, and just do the same. Just put that to there. Let's open that up to a 6 way. So we've got a good supply line coming in via Cooks and Lopez. We've then got a line that goes up to Dodge and Taylor Stop, which we'll figure that out as well. And then we're going to head up towards Denver, and we can then head up to Oklahoma too. So I think we want to be running this line fully up to Dodge. These aren't going to be cheap, guys, unfortunately. This is something that's going to just be an expense we're going to have to kind of absorb. Dodge should be growing, to be fair. It will. The goods will start landing up there pretty soon. So we've got the 4 lines that now run up there, and what we're going to do here, guys, is just put. Well, we've got a supply tower here, so let's just pause it. Let's demolish 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do that because what I'm going to do then is run we're going to run it like this. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. It's going to open up the station, because Wichita's at the moment currently our biggest. I feel it's the biggest station, so we can then do that. And what that's going to do, guys, is allow all the trains that are running to hold on, we just want to make sure we are running the right tracks here, guys. Yeah, we're running the right tracks. It's going to allow all the trains that are coming into Wichita to use all 6 of the lines. So we've got all these goods trains running in from all these different directions. All of them are going to be able to use Wichita's all six lines, and they'll still come in on the correct lines as well. It just means that we've got more stations now for it to use without issue. So the trains shouldn't get clogged up. Let's just delete that train, because that one's obviously not needed so much. And then we've got just this line here, which is our in-feed of goods, and goods only at the moment, and then we've got 4 lines that run up to Dodge. We're going to change this line here. We're going to use Trevor Stop actually to connect us up to Denver. I think that's got to be the way to do it.
You don't even have a real business model.
We just, of course, don't want to be spending an absolute fortune crossing his line. and we don't want to be spending an absolute fortune crossing the water there, so a very small bridge is all we need. And into there. We can only just afford that. We'll get the next one running up to there like that as well, and that's 214,000. So for now, that's not something viable. Now Dodge, what's going on with its goods? It needs wood. It's got meat. It needs sugar. So what we could do, guys, here is run that to
Why
Dodge
don't
City
you have your
first.
locomotives repaired more often?
So then it will give sugar to Dodge, and it will also fill up anything else in the warehouse. We need another rural business connected to our line. That's actually really quite a simple one. We'll just choose that, and it's really simple in the fact that we just actually connect it and then just re-delete it. We just need the money to do that. Let's edit that train. Let's make that 2 trains, and delete that train. What will happen is this next train that comes in will just pick up all 6 of them, and it's cost us nothing really. So we want to get Oklahoma connected, and the reason why I also wanted to do it like that is so that we can run a train from Topeka to stop in Wichita to then go to Oklahoma, because that will then allow goods to go from Topeka and Wichita directly to it as and when it does. That Oklahoma can grow into a city. The address is there. Just see what we've got going on in that warehouse. We've got loads of wood, we've got loads of wheat. I just don't think we've got enough trains. We've got enough trains for you guys. That one's being serviced. And then once it's been serviced, it should load. So I think going up to Oklahoma is a cracking idea. But I think what eventually we're going to do as well is we're going to run this line here. Because nothing's actually running on it at the minute, but we're going to run that line mainly for let's see what that is. It's going to be mainly for express, and then we can run the goods on the other line, because we do have a lot of the goods that are feeding in directly on this line. We've only really one goods coming in on this line, so it's not really that much of an issue. And again, at this end we've only got goods coming in on this line, so then they can use whichever four stops they want in the station, so that's not an issue. research points. I think our next task will be to... We've got 145 days. So let's make this really easy on ourselves and just do this. Okay, and then literally demolish that.
Moved into our house
And
in
demolish
Topeka
that.
with my wife.
It's cost us nothing. We
Something
fulfilled the
we've been
task.
dreaming of for the
And
last
we just
20
need to then
years.
focus on heading up to Denver, which is what we're working on now anyway. Let's speed up time and let's get some money moving now. Okay, so we've now got enough money to fulfill that. So I think just for now we need to start getting trains running up to Denver. So let's do... I think we want to be extending our normal service all the way up to Denver. So that we can achieve like extra stuff. And we can then have 8 trains running once we get the money. If we get 8 trains running, we've got more goods running between all of the cities, and then we'll get a single train that will run from Wichita to fulfill that task all the way up to Denver, and we'll just make it an express line. And then once these, because we've now got 5, 6, 7, 8 isn't running yet, but 7's already left with another load of goods. We've got loads of goods just absolutely just being distributed fantastically now across this whole line. Everywhere's being supplied with everything they need. Like I said, the more trains that are running, the more money we're making. That's on the way to Dodge City. So something's obviously happened and messed up there. That one's on the way to Wichita. That one is currently in Topeka. That one's waiting, and that one's on. That one's on the way to Topeka too. That one's on the way to Denver. So again, something's messed up there, but it will sort itself out eventually. It will. It will all figure out and be right. So don't worry about that. If your trains do mess up a little bit, they will eventually get sorted. We're just going to put a couple of supply towers here, and then I think I'm going to put a maintenance station at Denver. Now let's get a rail line that goes directly from Topeka. We're going to do it up
Why don't you have
this
your
track
locomotives repaired more often?
and all the way directly to Denver. So we should go up that line. Yeah, back down there like that. solid, absolute solid track. Express, and that will take. It might take a little while for that to be achieved. What's going on here? So we've got a blockage somewhere. So we've got that one. We might just have to delete that train, unfortunately. Just hit me, and then we'll just again just put it up to 8. Yes, okay. Denver's Dodge hasn't got its goods, but it's fine. That's on its way to Denver, so that's going to help Denver as well. We'll see where that single train is currently. It's currently sitting ready to go, so that should fly up there now. It's got a single line by itself, no issue. It's not going to deliver 60 people in one go, but it might just for now be enough to keep things moving. It is moving pretty quickly, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't get blocked at, it shouldn't get blocked. Okay, dodge. It should be alright. Can't see the train per se. You know what we do need to do though, which we haven't done, and that's just pointed it out to me, is we need to make 4 gridiron, and that just continues then to fly up the track. Another train in front of it, another train in front of it as well. So Denver's getting a really good supply of goods at the minute. That's on its way to Denver. That's on its way to Denver. That's on its way to Denver too. It's going to slow down a little bit now. It's probably going to have to wait, and Denver's only got two lines here at the station, and we've got one already being. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We need to wait for this. Yeah, we're gonna clog up a little bit coming into Denver. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely going to clog up a little bit. All the trains are up this end of the track. And what they'll do is they'll eventually will all put themselves back in the correct order. So where's number 3? Number 3 is coming in. So officially number 3 needs to leave before number 4. So in my theory, this one should head straight out. It's increasing distance to number 3. Number 2, which is it's there. So let's delete that train. And increase that train. Let's try and locate our Topeka to Denver. Oh, it's coming into Denver now. Oh, it's been to Denver. And it's took 41. So, yeah, brilliant. That's going to, on its next loop round, we are going to see a great increase there. We're going to need to do some work here on Denver at some point, because we're going to want in fact, let's get that. Let's just allow this train to arrive. The train arriving as well. So 1's there, 2's there, 3's right behind it. So let's do this, guys. Let's get Denver a little bit more on the open side. What we're going to do here, guys, is run this. Let's run the second lane. We need to be able to get this to run in. And meet up with that. It really doesn't like that. Which is a shame, because that's a real cracking line. So let's tell you what. Let's run it further out. Let's press play because the train's coming. As soon as we get the money, we can fix that too. And then we've got another 2 commodities being supplied to Denver. That should help. And we can put a warehouse in Denver too, and really make that work. But to get the feeling Denver's going to be a big player too, for some reason, because it wants us to run it up to Denver.
Hey, Breakdown! You should really keep your trains in better shape.
And again, just put a minimum there. Okay, cool. Cool, we are now rocking and rolling here, guys. There's no reason why we couldn't actually then potentially put Cook Station up to Denver that way, but for now we've got trains running, which is the most important thing. Right, let's delete that train. And then put another one back in. It's fine. trains are flowing, Denver's growing, Dodge is growing, Wichita's growing still. It's not really too much of an issue. It's not taking too many lines up there. I'll tell you what, we'll edit that, put 2 trains on that. And then just delete that other train, it's not really an issue. Keeps everything moving, guys. We are getting a lot of breakdowns now, but that's, you know, that's kind of inevitable. So yeah, Kansas has stopped growing. That's fine. We do need to look at getting Oklahoma connected. We're running out of time. 33 days. So
The choice of location for your station does not seem plausible to me.
As soon as we get 95, we should be able to connect that up. And for now, even if we just kind of run 1 train, it's not that much of an issue. We just need to get a train running up there. So we get one from Topeka, we'll run it up, just because the track's not got much on it. That one, Wichita. Huh. Okay, we can't necessarily run it up to... hold on. We need to run, just for now. Once we get the money and once we get the city rolling, we can get that over to Topeka via waypoint 1, via Wichita, Oklahoma, and we'll just run it back to Wichita. Just allows us to get that moving. We just need that money. As soon as we can, we'll get a train running. Just don't want to lose that connection bonus. I think we're going to be far from losing. I think we're going to lose that connection bonus. 12 days.
Denver, Queen City of the Plains. And now only a short train ride away from my beloved Topeka. Another stage of our journey lies behind us. I admire your zeal. God himself must have guided your hand. The vastness of the plains.
If we lose it, we lose it. It's not
wilderness. The wild
the end of the
hooves
world.
of the buffalo herds. Do you see this potential too? I cannot wait until all of this disappears under the paving stones
we're
of
gonna
new
lose it.
cities.
We've left it too long.
The grass trampled by the eager feet of godly settlers. Civilization finally arrives, and we are at the forefront.
Okay, so quickly let's just look at the next tasks. We're up to 45% now. Produce 3 loads of beer via your factories and businesses, which means we really need to buy a factory. found a total of 2 cities. We've found one. The next one's going to be Oklahoma, and connect 375,000 citizens to your rail network. And how long have we got to do that? Quite a while. So that's something we're going to work on this now, guys. So we are going to make Oklahoma grow, as you can see. So Oklahoma, to become a city, needs 8 meat, 16 wheat, and 24 wood. There's no saying we couldn't just run a train that goes from Carter's Rest to Oklahoma City, just to supply that, and then delete that train after. We need to look at how much it's going to cost us for buildings. 484,000 is not that bad, actually. Not for an easy task to be completed. Dodge has got beer as well. 208. Well, we could buy that straight away. We could then, of course, supply Carter's Rest to Dodge City rather simply. Did we own that? No, we didn't. So I reckon, guys, we go with buying that in Dodge City. It's going to be cheaper than that. We then supply a new rail line that goes directly to Dodge City.
It's easy to win.
We'll do it via that line because not much is using that line at the minute. Minimum of 8. There we go. So we're going to now supply Dodge City with wheat, and then we're going to start getting beer produced from there. We'll also get a new rail line that goes from Carter's Rest to Oklahoma. Again, minimum of 8. And we are going to have to open up the tracks to Oklahoma because trains are going to sit here waiting, but that's not an issue. Where's that train? That train's at Denver, that's why it's got nothing on it. It's at the end of the line. Right, everything's up here at this end. That's not good. It's really not good. All these trains being up here. I don't know whether to adjust it a little bit and have 4 express trains now and 4 goods trains running instead, and just run them on separate lines, and that way they should be a lot better. What's that? It's going to Oklahoma, so that's actually stopped there waiting. So let's put second sort of siding there.
A formidable example of how not to do it. Yeah.
Oklahoma, how's it actually doing now? We've got the 8 wheat, the 8 meat. We'll sort out Oklahoma as and when. I think, guys, what we need to really do is, unfortunately, delete these 8 trains. Let's get rid of that. let's pause it and put some new rail lines on. So we're going to start at Kansas, and we're going to go up the first line here to Topeka, up the second line here now to Wichita, that line up to Dodge, that line all the way up to Denver, and then it hits back at Dodge via that line, back to Wichita, back via that line to Topeka, and then back via there. It's quite a heavy set. Now we're going to make it 4 trains, and we're going to have that express, and then we're going to put new rail line from Kansas using this line to Wichita, and then we're going to be using these lines up to Dodge, and then from Dodge it's going to end up like a little bit of confrontation potentially with everything else, but you can see that it's going to use the right line all the way back. So we've done back to Dodge. We need it then to go back to Wichita, back to Topeka, and back to Kansas. That's going to be 4 trains, and it's all going to be freight. So now we've got our new trains running. They're going to just run. One's going to run just freight, and one's going to run just mail and express. And they're going to run on separate lines, as you'll see. If we put dining car in and a mail car, it's going to cost us 160,000. We'll do that once we've got more money. It's 160,000, but it should help generate a lot more revenue. And it's also going to regulate these trains for us, guys, because these trains have been quite irregular. And you'll see that goods will just move naturally now. Let's just see how Oklahoma's doing. So we still actually haven't got our first load of wheat to Oklahoma yet. It must be on its way now. Yeah, it has. It's just landed there. And it'll be just getting wood to it. And if absolutely necessary, we can run wood directly from there. We're going on the freight line all the way to Oklahoma, and again on the way back, just making sure we're sticking on that freight line. Make sure it's taking wood only. And it's fine if it just takes us a little while just to get this settlement into a full city. That is our. Where does that go? That is. Yeah, going up to Oklahoma, isn't it? Yeah, that's just a random train that will disappear. see what each one's doing. That's on its way to Wichita, that's on its way to Dodge. So number 2 is being released now. So they are, you know, they are separated far enough apart. It could be that we increase them to both sort of like 5 trains apiece. I think we're going to be on to a winner with this. Really, we want that train running on the freight line here, guys, as well. So that will now run on that line as well with no issue. That means we can keep this track clear. We've got one going up to Denver. 2 is at wherever that is. That's left Wichita, heading up to Dodge. Number 3 hasn't been deployed. Number 4, so we've got 4, 1, 2, 3 is at Kansas, and number 4 is heading back. So they are evenly spread out, looking really a lot better now. And we need to be putting some maintenance stops along the way, I think, just to give us that little extra. Okay, so Topeka's now making cheese. Kansas City is actually
Why don't you have your locomotives
falling.
repaired more
Needs
often?
sugar, needs milk, needs veg, needs apples. So what's going on here? Have we not got enough trains running? Yeah, we should have. We just need to get I think we might need to have some more trains running, to be fair, guys. So we've got 6 trains of each going. What we will do is increase our tracks up to Denver at some point, just to make that sure that's going to keep us moving. We want that to run on. Want to run that on the goods line as well. I think we could possibly do with a second one of them. Can't really afford for Kansas to be falling. We've got plenty of sugar. We just need goods to be prioritised now, so that should be working now. So beer being moved. Not a lot of sugar or anything else really. So that's on the way to Denver, that's on the way to Dodge, that's on the way to Wichita, and that's on the way to Topeka, so we are moving there.
Meine Güte, I could hear the bang of my sabotage all the way to my headquarters.
It might be worth just running temporarily a line that runs to Kansas. Just a temporary one. Just what's going on there? Why would it be turning around at Carter's Rest? Just to get some extra goods being moved directly to Kansas for now. See how Oklahoma's doing. 8-8. Yeah, we're getting there. Some delays on the line. Not at the moment. So we are getting there, guys. We are getting there. We just need to see beer production increasing, so we're going to have to level that up. 410, we're going to have to level that up. Wichita has grown again.
You should invest
90,000.
a little more in the maintenance of your trains.
Kansas has dropped, but in theory, we should be growing again. We shouldn't have too much of an issue. Yeah, we should start seeing demand coming back up. Corn and sugar. Yeah, we're back up to fulfillment and it is growing again. We'll just keep that one train running because that's quite a handy train. Every one of them is completely full. And then, like I said, the next task will be to fix this rail line all the way up to Denver. Let's just check out our bonds. We can take out a new bond. Yeah, we are clogging up a little bit up here. So I think we do need to start moving forward with that. to adjust our trains as well in regards to express driving on one lane and goods on the other. So waypoint 4 needs to go between Dodge and Denver, and waypoint 5 needs to be going between there, like that. Let's keep pushing this train line all the way up to Denver. That's going to start costing too much money, but we need it to stop the trains being clogged up, like they are clogging up here. Where's that? Can't arrest to Oklahoma. Oklahoma must have the majority of its. Yeah. Wow, look at all these trains. They'll sort themselves out. They always do. We are moving, guys. We're looking pretty good. We just need to sort out this track construction up to Denver. And that's another 218. So as soon as we can afford that, which we can just about now, we're going to sort that out. Finally get, the trains running on the correct lines. Okay, cool. So let's just now work out what trains we've got going where. So the express should be running up that line. That's fine. And we want them running up the other line here. So we have to edit that again and add another waypoint, but waypoint 6 is going to go between there like that and waypoint 7. It does get complicated, guys, but the more you do this, the easier it becomes. And it now means that the separate lines all the way up to Denver with express and goods. So happy now. And we should see less congestion along the tracks. that should be waiting for number 5 to disappear. So Kansas is growing, Topeka's growing, Wichita is almost done. Oklahoma, let's have a look. It's got 11 out of 16 and 20 out of 24. So let's look at the Carter Rest to... We don't have a Carter Rest now. Topeka. So we need to put another Carter Rest back just to Oklahoma. Just get that running, so it just fulfills the last one there, and then how much does Oklahoma need wood-wise? 4. Now that train's going to train's going to be trouble. So what we'll do that and then delete that train and then edit it so it only needs to take 4. Okay, that should be enough. We can then delete them 2 trains once that's done. Oh, we've got more congestion up here. What's going on? We're waiting for that small breakdown. That's annoying. Seems to be a lot of breakdowns at the minute. And we've got enough maintenance sheds. Actually, that's causing quite the painful situation here. This one train. Just again, let's get another one back to Wichita, to Kansas. Let's just rerun that train because that train's obviously doing quite well. Just bringing that extra freight for us. Beautiful, everything's growing. So we've almost founded our next city. 20,000 citizens we need in Dodge for us to achieve that extra growth. And that's not going to be far off. Dodge City is growing nicely. It's missing corn and it's missing wood. So that's something we can try and rectify, I think. It's not too bad just running one train up there with corn. It's not going to affect the express so much. If it was, I wouldn't run it. it's only going to be that short distance up to Dodge City where it's going to affect it. Do you know what? There's no saying we can't put a warehouse here with some corn in it, just to help move a bit of corn through the network as well. And a warehouse up here with wheat and sugar, just to help that extra bit run through. Two trains. Okay, let's see what we've got. Founded 2 cities, so Oklahoma is now a city.
New lives. Also, they know that the potential here in the West is unlimited.
Gets rid of them 2 trains. We will work on opening up that line to Oklahoma. We're almost at the 300,000 mark for citizens too, so we should start seeing some extra goods come in as well. Now, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I'll tell you what we could put in Denver. In Dodge, sorry, an immigration office. City, it needs to have 30,000 people, so we can't do that yet either. But we're in a really, really strong position now. Denver's actually growing too. What could we put up in Denver? Sugar. What else has it got? Sugar. Any wood around here? Oh, look at this. It's going to want us to extend all the way up here, isn't it? Look, we're going to end up coming up to Grand Junction. Grand Junction's going to be a city. That's what we're going to do, and that's going to be extremely painful in regards to getting that to grow, because we're going to have to deliver wood and everything. I don't know. I can't see any wood up in this area over here. We're going to focus now on getting this connected all the way up to Oklahoma. We're actually going to put a supply tower there, and we're going to just take that and that and put that so that it opens up to there, and we will figure that out a little bit later on once Oklahoma is a bit more established. Fine. increase that to 2 trains. That should allow Oklahoma now to grow. And we're going to run it because it's a mixed track. We're going to run it actually down.
Our competition is not yet decided.
Yeah, because it's mixed, we're going to run it that side. Okay, Dodge is grown now. Cool. So that should allow us to
Great Plains are an ideal
that.
place to grow wheat. Imagine
So now we
this
just need to keep
vastness
growing these
gilded in
cities,
the
guys.
light of the sun.
And Denver's growing, Dodge is growing, Wichita is still growing, Topeka is still growing, Kansas is still growing. We can grow Oklahoma now as well, so we're good, and we can work towards hitting Omaha as well. So what's that? Cook Stations in Dodge City. Cool. Okay, I'm really happy now. So let's focus on Oklahoma growing, and let's also focus on getting our next ones connected. I think, to be fair, guys, Oklahoma will naturally kind of grow by itself. We will be providing the right 634. Wow, that's gone up again. Right, we're going to have to buy it. We need to start getting connected to Omaha. We need them extra citizens in our cities. So what have we got? We've got goods running on these lines, haven't we? That's goods, yeah, and that's express. So do we connect Omaha via the express lines, or do we? It's not gonna. I wouldn't say it's going to make too much of a difference if we run. If we run just a couple of trains out to Omaha from there. Because I don't think Omaha is going to be a major player. If I'm completely honest, I think it's just going to be just an outlying city that's just going to keep more citizens in our grasp. So we just connect it up. We're only going to be running a few things, I think, guys. This way. Actually, what I might do is just make that so it's 4 lines going into Omaha. Let's keep pressure. Let's keep things moving. Right, look, all them cows are running right through the cow field. It's amazing. We just had 1 million and now we've got nothing. Yeah, we'll keep 4 lines just so that it helps ease with anything that's going to arrive at Omaha, because it is going to grow. And of course, gridiron and directional. So we can at least get Kansas to Omaha running. And like I said, I think we're pretty much going to be running just the 1 train. without issue. And we'll run another train that goes like so. Which again just allows one more train to run from Topeka to Omaha. And just get a train running from there. And then to Omaha we're going to get a supply of all these goods coming in, and we can put a warehouse in Omaha if we absolutely necessarily have to, and we can get North Platte connected to. We're up to 343,000 now. Dodge is growing. Oklahoma, sorry, isn't growing at the minute. Let's see what the supply of goods looks like. We've got wheat. We need corn. We need wood. We need beer. We need sugar, and we need clothing. So what have we got here? Kansas to Topeka. What are we actually running out to Oklahoma? Are we just running one train? Are we running multiple trains? We're running two. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have got a supply of goods coming. Let's edit that and make it 3 trains. Why not? To be heading next. Omaha needs to grow as well, so Omaha shrunk. Realistically we need to get corn and stuff being supplied into Omaha, so let's get Let's run this track in here, and we're going to use this as our main supply line for trains for goods into Omaha. New train running from there to there, and we want it just so that it's 8 wagons constantly. Let's have a look at our research. Just make sure that we have finished every bit of research prior. Apart from that, that's maintenance as well, so it's probably a good one to get done there. So we'll look at the maintenance one when we get to 200. And then we'll move forward with whatever we need to. So we need to get Omaha growing. We need 20,000 more citizens in the region. The Dodge is growing nicely. Denver's still growing too, so that's cracking. Denver, we could put a business there. I just don't know what would be suitable. Dodge, are we up to 40,000? We can't put an immigration office there yet. 30,000 we need for that. And then we'll also let's get some wood moving into Omaha. And we're going to come in on the same lines that we've just built for the cows. Shouldn't cause too much of a confliction. And again, 8 is a minimum. In Omaha, then we'll put, let's put a maintenance depot. Let's put a warehouse. Let's put a warehouse, and in that warehouse, let's put wood. Wood for now. So wood can be distributed to apples potentially. We could put apples in. That's also not going to hurt us, because apples then can also get distributed through the region too. And again, we're just going to come in on this same line. This is just a literal goods line. There's nothing else but goods coming in on this. Make sure we put a couple of supply towers. One there. And then make sure we've got apples in our warehouse, new rail line. Again, minimum 8. If by chance it doesn't bring, that's fine. We can deal with that. So let's just see what's going on with Kansas. Fulfillment, we've got no wheat, we've got no corn, we've got no milk, we've got no apples, we've got no wood. I think we need to build a rail line that goes to there via that track, because it is goods all the way to Wichita. We'll put 2 trains on. I think we're pretty good there. We'll start seeing wood being delivered to Wichita. Let's have a look at Topeka. What's going on there? I think we need more milk coming in. So it might be that we have to build. We have to get another rail line with milk. Might be worth it we put a siding in here. And we change that to run on that line next time. Warehouse doing here. So that's not really getting enough corn either. So are we thinking that that could probably do with another train as well? I wonder if we could build a second side in. Wichita to Topeka one. So let's just find, sorry, the car to rest to Topeka. We'll edit that so that it sits on line number 4. So that it keeps the 2 tracks then free going through there. Because at the minute this train here is just kind of sitting in the wrong lane. So Oklahoma is growing, Dodge is still growing, Denver's still growing. We're up to 369,000 at this point. Do we then look at bringing a train station south of here as well?
Your new station is pretty close to mine.
Yes, it is. That way we can actually look at getting more wheat and more corn into the system. Ooh, that's quite the expensive line, that one. Why is that so expensive? Is it just the sheer distance, or is it the fact that it's got this tunnel? Oh yes, that tunnel. That's okay, we can sort that. So what we'll do in Omaha is add corn and wheat, and we'll run a couple of trains that goes from Smith Stop to Omaha, and again they have to bring a minimum of 8. Let's bring 2 trains onto that run, and just put at Smith Stop here a maintenance depot. It might be worth edit that to make 2 trains now. That's the one to Kansas, and let's do make that 2 trains to Topeka too. So Kansas is growing again, Topeka's growing again, Oklahoma's still growing, Dodge is still growing, and Denver's growing. And we've fulfilled that task pretty simply.
Seems that the stories about you have not been exaggerated. People flock to the west and settle. New cities grow and prosper. And I know that his command leads to eternal life. This is John 12:50. You surely encountered our direct competitor, the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. In order to proceed, we must cross Raton Pass to the southwest. Our wicked competitor had the same idea, so we will have to drive them away. To the north of the pass, there's a camp from which we shall advance into the mountains. The Denver and Rio Grande must give way. Blow them away like smoke. Melt them like wax in a fire. Let the wicked perish in the presence of God.
Okay. Right, so let's see what our next tasks are. So by June 1875, which is 5 years, construct the dispatch hall extension to the train station in Camp Raton. Achieve an express status on a rail line between Omaha and Camp Raton. Also, it's good we've actually just gone to Omaha then. Deliver 40 loads of weapons to Camp Raton. Note, only your weapons depot is willing to provide you with weapons. And deliver 4 loads of clothing to Denver. I think that will happen quite naturally, but what we'll do, let's have a look. What's Denver got going on up here? Pallets. I think we might have to just run a single train that goes all the way from Kansas, and we'll run it on the on the freight line. All the way up, we need to run it on that line. That line. That line. To Denver. We want to keep it on the freight line, guys. And it's going to be freight only, and we're just going to run the one train and see what it takes. I'm hoping it's going to be dresses, clothes. Three, four, beautiful. So that's that's fulfilling that straight away without any issue. So Camp Raton. Camp Raton is there. Okay, so we need to be getting a new station here. Pretty sharpish in Camp Raton.
Why are you building a station where I already have one? You are making this harder for the
luckily,
both
I mean,
of us.
we are in a cracking position that we've already got a fantastic rail network on the go, so we can feed that straight into our goods lines, and it heads to Denver, and we can make it head to the other side as well, towards Dodge. That much, a couple of 100,000, which we've got, not a problem. We'll make it 4 lines in. Okay, so let's see what our tasks were again. So dispatch haul extension to the train station in Camp Raton. Okay, so that's achieved. I think we're also going to need to put like a maintenance station here as well, because that's quite the distance. Omaha and Camp Raton. Okay, so that we can do that. We can fix that. That will work. 40 loads of weapons. So where's our weapons depot? That's here, isn't it? So let's get that connected up now. And we're going to run that through the Carter Rest line. That shouldn't be an issue. In fact, that'll be bang on. Because we've got them extra trains sitting on the different sidings at Carter Rest, it's not going to affect us at all. Okay, and let's put a supply tower on that line. Let's just make sure there's a supply tower on this line. Doesn't hurt putting a couple of extra supply towers around, guys. Some of these lines are really, really long. Don't mind spending the money when it's needed. Okay. So, new rail line, it goes from there. And we're going to run it in via... We want it on the goods lines, don't we? So that line. So it's a long journey. It is a long journey, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. Not sure what's going on there. Why that? Yeah, what's going on here? Right, let's try that again. New rail line. Oh my god, will you stop? Martin Terminal. Via that line. That line. Via that line. To Camp Raton. It should. Huh. It's giving it all options there. It doesn't really matter. And let's get 2 trains and minimum of 8 wagons. So there we go. We've got goods. We've got guns on the way up now to Camp Raton. Beautiful. So 40 loads is going to take however long it kind of takes. That's the goods landing up there. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. We'll keep that running. Why not? In fact, let's make it 2 trains. Sod it. It's just extra trains running, isn't it? Omaha's growing nicely, Topeka's still growing, Dodge is still growing, Oklahoma's still growing. What's Oklahoma got now? It's got beer, so do you know what? We might as well make that connection there. Okay, so now that gives us that's connected. And then our next job is to make one that goes from Omaha to Camp Raton. Now we officially could potentially just run a train there. We've got the connection. We've got the connection. It's going to run on that side, that's not a problem. Try and keep the express train running on this side of the tracks, guys. Okay, and we make that express. Why would it be going up to Kansas? At what point would it need to go to Kansas? Let's see why it needs to go to. That's really odd why it would do that. Something must have messed up there. And then we'll do that on the way back. We've figured it out now. There we go, we're happy with that. So that should then achieve our express status between Omaha and Camp Raton. Whether or not it will is a different matter. We might just actually have to I don't know what we'll have to do, we'll have to see. Right, let's have a look at. So that is water and sand is less. Maintenance post is reduced by that. Track construction costs less than 5% less. Great. Topeka's growing again. Kansas is growing again. Wow, nice. Oklahoma's still growing and growing pretty quick. Dodge is up to 37,000 now and growing nicely. Denver's stopped growing, but that's not really a huge issue, I don't think. I don't think we actually need to grow Camp Raton in regards to growing it. I think we could. Let's get a new rail line that goes from Denver to it. Why not? What will it take? Just people, and then let's do one from Wichita up to Camp Raton as well, because why not? Out of 40. We need to wait for goods to be made now at the weapons depot. Yeah, why not? Sod it. Omaha's Camp Raton. It's not far. It's not far away there, guys. Let's see if that counts as express. Oh, it's already been. Wonder if we haven't quite got the fastest train available.
Good planning, efficient execution, a successful sabotage.
I might actually get a saboteur.
It seems your trains are not running too smoothly. Why don't you improve your maintenance?
We could need a maintenance station there too. I'm trying to find this train between Omaha and Camp Raton. Just waiting for a clear line through, is it? Oh, the track's been sabotaged. That's what it is. Brilliant. So yeah, there's going to be a good bit of time to wait. That can't be used until just tell you if you hover over it somewhere. (25th of July). A couple more days. It'll be clear. It will be clear. We'll be fine. So what's our... could have to buy that. Let's wait until we get our 300 and see whether or not that's available. I'm not paying that for auction prices. How do we send a saboteur? Cool. We've saboteured his station there. Right, what's going on here now? We are waiting. We've had a backlog of trains now, all because of that saboteur. So trains will start moving again now, no issue. That one's waiting for that one to move. We are moving, guys. We are moving. How are those two trains doing?
Near Raton, skirmishes between our workers and the employees of the
Okay, so we've
Denver and Rio
achieved that
Grande
express
continue.
status. Nice.
Don't let up now.
We just needed to run a
This
few
is about
times, and we
who
just
can
need to get
persist
another couple
longer.
of guns delivered. From Martin Terminal. I was just checking that, wasn't I, to be fair. So we've got those guns are on the way to Wichita, and that train is almost back at Martin
Why
Terminal.
don't you have your locomotives repaired more often?
Cool. Right. Well, do you know what? Let's delete that train, and just easier to add another train back on. Although that one's maintenance is really poor. It might be that we lose that train as well. We'll have to just run the guns up again. I'm hoping it will make it. I don't know if guns are actually needed, like, as a basic commodity. Guns not needed. No, it doesn't look like it's a basic sort of commodity. Topeka, look at that now. Let's Topeka's come from being one of the smallest to one of the biggest cities there is. Cracking. Oh, look how close it is before it's gonna stop. I can feel it. If that somehow makes it all the way up to Camp Raton, that'll be amazing. No, look how close it came. The other one's not far behind it. I don't know how long it takes for trains to repair. Increase the number of passengers in all cities view train stations by 5%. We'll do that. Oh, that's coming up on the other train as well. It's going to get stopped, isn't it? Not too worried, it should move eventually. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, we're just going to wait for those to be delivered now, as there's not really much else going on. Okay, so our final load of guns are on the way to Camp Raton. We're actually just on our way up towards Dodge, so another minute and we'll be there. We're up to 4 million in gold. Omaha has now been growing. And guys, what I've just been doing is just having a look at what each city is actually producing. So I've made sure that
the blackmailer tried to
Topeka is now getting plenty of both wood and milk, so that it's producing its cheese. And then we should be getting pallets moving from Topeka to Kansas as well. So we could I just need to actually have a look, see if we've got a single train that goes from Topeka to no. So let's get just a new line that just runs between Kansas and Topeka. Just one train, and hope that it will just take exactly what we need, which is pallets. I didn't want it to be express, to be fair. I wanted it to be freight. So we'll sort that out. It will change when it gets to the next city.
It seems your trains are not running too smoothly.
There we go. So the last train's landed there now.
Improve your maintenance.
Oh yeah.
And that has completed that task for us.
What could be better? Oh,
and we've done years and years before we were meant to be done too.
The Bible says, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. And so it is. As our competitor flees the scene, Raton Pass is ours. I have good news. I have found a way to extend our influence even further. May I introduce you to Mr. Collis P. Huntington from the Southern Pacific Railroad?
Yes. Skip the pleasantries, Holiday. In principle, I am willing to connect my network between San Francisco and the newly founded Deming with yours. The proposal is good. We will create a second transcontinental line before anyone can beat us to it.
Soon trains will be rolling from Topeka to the Pacific Ocean. You've heard, Mr. Huntington. Link our network to Deming and supply the necessary material to build the connection.
Okay, so let's have a look. Now, we've got optional tasks appeared, and we're 80% through the list, so we should be nearly done. Achieving express status between Denver and Albuquerque, so we need to find where Albuquerque is. Produce 14 loads of wooden planks in Deming via one of your factories. Deliver 12 loads of steel to Deming, and 12 loads of chemicals to Deming. We need to buy Walter Pagenik's company, found a total of 5 cities, and connect 900,000 citizens to your rail network. And they're only optional, so we need to look at Deming and Albuquerque now. So where have we got them? Dallas, Albuquerque and Deming. Wow, okay. So we're going to buy that. That's going to be fun, because Deming wants pretty much everything. He's going to want steel and planks, well, planks being produced in the factory. And then we need to Denver and Albuquerque. Yeah, it's a fair old task by the looks of it. So we'll run through Raton. That will be our first
new train station in this city. I can't
first
wait
task.
to see if that works.
And we're going to run. See, look how difficult that's going to be, because he's made it more difficult. Let's see how much it is to start buying his company. We can only buy that much.
Are you trying to put me out of business?
I am trying to put you out of business. let's see if we can put you out of business. Pretty sharp. We're nearly there. If we can get him put out of business, then we can delete all of his lines and forget that he's ever existed. And more importantly, make it a lot easier for us to progress. So we'll just fast forward time. We've got plenty of time, guys. We've got 6 years to achieve this. So it's just a matter of doing it. Pretty sharpish. Let's get rid of him first. He's got to be our issue at the minute. It might just be that we leave the other trains just running for now, and just get rid of this line. So Raton's going to be a city we'll build. Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and Deming's going to be a city we need to build as well. So there's going to be a lot of work going into this, guys. So this is not going to be the easiest end to the scenario that we kind of really wanted. Oof, we're not far. We're not far from buying him at all. $820. There we go. We should got enough to buy him now.
For dust you are, and to dust you shall return. A fitting quote for the end of the Denver and Rio Grande.
So is that's his, isn't it? So why can't we destroy it? Surely, if we've just taken that on, that is our line.
It seems your trains are not running too smoothly. Why don't you improve your maintenance?
Oh, merger, sorry. Liquidate everything. Boom. There we go. So we've now got buy up one competitor. So just liquidate everything, and then it's kind of down to us to fix whatever was missing, I suppose. We could get North Platte reconnected, or we could just let it die. It doesn't really matter. That's not our focus. Our focus now is getting through Raton, through Santa Fe. And not costing the absolute earth as well while we're at it. Do we just run the 4 lines? Yeah, let's just run the 4 lines, sod it. We've got enough money. Well, okay, maybe not. So it doesn't look like we can run them 4 lines completely as we'd like to. Where have I gone? Where am I? All here, aren't I? We'll just have to run it like that. Actually, I think maybe not. We'll do 2 that way. And what we'll do, as soon as we come out of the tunnel, we'll then just run. We'll run the 4 lines out. It's only a small percentage of our track that's down to 3 lines. So we do need to get Raton growing. So we can get Raton growing. Let's go with that. We'll run 2 lines in there like that. We've got the money now, guys, so I'm really not too worried. The money's going to grow exponentially. Sure that there is a maintenance depot there. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to stop running anything to Camp Raton now, because it's just a bypass for us now. So we will start running very soon other trains. So Santa Fe's got steel, Albuquerque's got meat, so we're going to need meat in Raton. So I don't think we really need to focus on anything else here now, guys. The cities are all doing their own thing. They're all getting supplied with everything they need. Let's just focus on this area. So how can we do Santa Fe, Albuquerque and Raton together? So we'll go. Very expensive area, this, guys, I think. So do we simply just run the 4 lines that we've already kind of got going? Bite the bullet, and then we can use them as our to run to different areas freely. Santa Fe, right, so Denver, what has Denver got? Denver's got, why is Denver shrinking? It's not got as much supplied to it as it had before, that's for sure. So let's just focus on what it potentially had before. So we can run corn now. Not quite, we can't. Come on, train, out the way. Out the way, train. Okay. Now we do the same here. We don't want Denver to shrink, to be fair, because Denver's growing nicely, or was growing nicely, should we say. So we want Denver to continue to be a strong city, plus the fact we need like express status running between the two of them. Okay, and then we might just open up the same here. This side. Just so that we can now get extra trains running up towards Denver too, guys. I know it feels like a lot of faff, but we're doing the right thing here. So, new rail line that goes from here to Denver. A couple of trains there. And then let's get a couple of trains running from Omaha up to Denver too. There we go. So we've got a couple of trains running up there too. What else could we get to Denver? Milk. We could do with some milk. Run that in on the same line. It's only going to be one or two trains, isn't it? It's not going to be a be all or end all. Just trying to fix little bits that we messed up by deleting that last guy's tracks. Let's get milk into the warehouse there as well. Can't see there being much else that's really going to be an issue. Cheyenne wasn't making anything like meat or anything like that. We could potentially need veg. So let's run another track here that brings veg in via this station. You're gonna, oh my god, really? stop me for that one little tunnel. Okay, so we then put in Denver veg as well. A couple of trains that run from Allen Rest to Denver. There we go. So we should then see Denver start growing back again. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. So steel at Santa Fe. Albuquerque. So we need to connect Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and we also need to think about the fact that we've got a couple of goods lines coming up here. So let's connect the first two goods lines like that. That tunnel out there. Okay, that and that. So what have we got going on at Raton at the minute? Anything? So we've had our 16 loads of wheat delivered there. So let's just get rid of that train for now, because it's not going to run and do anything. We now can run a new rail line that goes from there to Raton. Let's just get that started so that it's taking wood and deliver the woods. And then Albuquerque is meat. So we might as well get meat moving as well. So let's get our new station from Albuquerque. Okay, where is... So we've got corn here, and we've got Deming there, and we've got meat up here. So I think we run our first two lines as goods coming from there. Supply towers on the go as well, and potentially put a maintenance station there. So we're going to see Raton starting to grow very soon once the goods have been delivered. So we now need to look at Albuquerque to Santa Fe. Run that all the way along here and then join Empire. Let's just delete that. Let's get our track right first. Get that into there. Is that going to allow us to do that? Too steep. Okay, so it does let us do it, it's just being funny. Okay, so we can get a new rail line that goes from that terminal to Santa Fe. Only leaves with 8 on a train. And then we get a new train that goes from Brown Terminal to Albuquerque. Again, 8 a train. Boom. So that gives us some goods being supplied to both of them to start helping them grow. Raton should be getting there. And we need to then supply cows to Albuquerque. So it's good that we've already got our strong sort of connection going. What else is down there? Veg and a town called Lubbock and stuff like that. So let's just kind of think what we might want to do. What's that trophy? Connects 25 rural businesses in one game. Beautiful. Easy. We've done that without even trying. And we might just have to take that with a kind of pinch of salt and deal with the fact that that's not quite perfect. That now allows us to get meat trains running from Chaplin Station, and we'll have 2 trains running from there via there. Just put a maintenance depot that end just in case, and then we want to get a new rail line that goes from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, and then to Raton, back to Santa Fe. Happy with that. Let's get 3 trains running on that, and we can also then look at getting wheat and stuff provided in. Let's put maintenance depot and a warehouse, and we'll put wheat in there. See if we can fix it so that we can run this track like that. Might just have to run it from here. We start getting wheat then into the system. Why don't you like that? Is that better? Does it like that now? Beautiful. Okay, so now we can get wheat, and if we have to, let's add milk as well, because I don't think we're going to be far off getting these cities growing pretty swiftly. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We've got sugar, wood being supplied to both Santa Fe and Albuquerque. Meat will start being distributed nicely. Wheat will start being distributed too. Denver's on the grow again, so we fixed that. Dodge, Wichita, Topeka, Kansas, Omaha, they're all okay doing their own things. Now, we don't really need to worry about them at all. So we also then need to look at attaching our lines to Deming, and getting Deming needs to begin actually growing to a city. So that is our next task to fulfill. So we can do that. We might as well run, guys, the 4 tracks up there while we've got the money. And to get Deming to grow as well, of course, we need to have a supply of goods. So we'll do a new rail line that goes from Albuquerque to Deming and back. That should supply meat at a steady pace. What do we need for Raton to grow? Just some more meat. So that's nearly in a position to start growing. And let's also then get corn. So a maintenance depot in Albuquerque and a warehouse with at least corn. We should then start seeing some growth happening very soon, and we'll run this as a separate line. Oh, we actually haven't got enough money to do that. We have now. And we'll just give them extra tracks, room to move. Okay, cool. It is a lot of money to get it moving, guys. So that's why that money was really important to have built up prior. Not so worried about that North Platte place. So what are we missing to make steel? Coal and whatever the other one is. So one of them's up there, and the other one is, oh, beautiful, that's right on our rail line, look at that. So what we'll do here, guys, is one train from there to Santa Fe, and it will only run when it's got 8 again. And then let's look at that. This is going to be quite an expensive line, I think. It's going to have to run through the mountain. So that's going to be the expensive line. How's Deming looking? It's got 3, so it needs wheat. We'll just do one train. And then we also need to get wood. To Deming 2. Okay, cool. Okay, really happy with that, guys. We've now got this supply going as we need. What is that? What's to Raton? Oh god, get rid of that. Is Raton not growing yet? What's Raton missing? Just one more bit of meat, that will start growing. Santa Fe's growing, Albuquerque's growing. We're going to get Deming growing as well. Pretty soon. And Deming will always want that steel anyway. So, between Denver and Albuquerque. So let's focus on getting our express line now between Denver and Albuquerque. Two trains, express, boom. And we can use, oh there we go, Raton's growing now, guys. And Raton would probably be best with a beer factory. Believe it or not. So let's get ahead of that and put a brewery there. A nice rail line that will go from there to there. So then we can then provide Raton, the surrounding area with everything. With beer as well. So we've got beer, we've got meat, we've got wood, we've got sugar. Yeah, we're really going to start growing quite rapidly around here. So Deming's not doing bad there, guys, at all. They'll go at their own pace. So once we've got that express line in place, let's just see where the train's at. It's actually like doing the full tour now, so I presume that's going to appear as an express line very soon. And then what we'll do is we'll do Denver to Raton to Santa Fe to Albuquerque, supplying goods throughout. Okay, so that's the express status
Our
done.
rail network connects to Santa Fe, and my dream of this new route has come true.
So, new rail line now from Denver to Raton. To Santa Fe, to Albuquerque, back to Santa Fe, back to Raton. Beautiful. Couple of trains on there. So what that means, we'll get some goods supplied there too. So Santa Fe's growing pretty quick. Raton's not really growing. Let's have a look at Deming. It's almost got its wheat. That's on the way. That's on the way as well. So not too worried about that. That's going to grow at its own pace. We just need to then look at chemicals. What do we need for chemicals and stuff like that? Is there a way of having a look at a chemical factory? Yes, there is. Let's have a look. So chemicals, we need coal. That's actually not too bad, so we could actually put that chemical factory in. There we go, we'll do that there. And then we'll put another train that runs very simply. We'll run it underneath here. A couple of 100,000, beautiful. Oh, it doesn't like it there again. Why would it? Right, we'll have to do it like that. It is what it is. Oh, it's not going to give me the... Let's see if we can do this manually. Just about, guys. Okay. New rail line that goes from there to Denver, and again that just runs at a minimum of 8. So now we've got chemicals in the system as well. We can run a train directly from Denver to Deming with chemicals. We've got 20 forward, we've got 12 out of the 16 wheat and 7 out of the 8 meat, so we're almost there. Oh, I've deleted the wrong train there. Okay, we're all good here. Right, let's focus on finishing this train line up here now. That's not going to let us do that, is it? I don't know what's going on with tunnels with this game at the minute. But it's really not letting us do too much in regards to tunnels. Randomly, let me do that, look. Okay, that's just really random. But it's fine, it's only a pinch point for the very smallest amount of time. So let's get that from there to there, and again that is a minimum of 8. And I wonder if anyone actually needs steel. Does Wichita need steel? No, it doesn't, not unless it starts making tools and stuff. So as soon as Deming becomes available for us to do some work on, we can do that. Brown Terminal to Deming. That can be deleted. Where is our train to Deming? Oh, that's just arrived. So Deming is now still only 14 out of 16. There you go. So that will fulfill that, and we just need to make sure we've got one more meat come in. which we have now. So that fulfills Deming's need to turn into a city as well. Chemicals were not producing it quick enough by the looks of it. Why is that not been deployed? That's really odd. Why hasn't it been deployed? Why couldn't you run on the other line? Well, either way, we'll start getting stuff made now. Beautiful, beautiful. And here is our last bit of wheat arriving. So what we need to do here is put a factory for sawmill. Well, we need a sawmill. So we'll get a new rail line that goes from Brown Terminal to Deming. And that's going to take sugar and hopefully wood at some point too. To Deming, so we need to get Deming growing now, and we're now in a position where Deming will need steel, believe it or not, because its request is steel. So we do a new rail line that goes from Santa Fe to Deming, and we make that freight, and specifically minimum of 8 wagons. But we can now also change that, so that is going Albuquerque. Let's have a look. Albuquerque to Deming, back to Albuquerque to Santa Fe to Raton, back to Santa Fe. We're just gonna keep goods moving now, and let's get a couple of trains running there as well. Just keeps loads of stuff running through the cities and helping them constantly grow now. Albuquerque's not going to be far off actually wanting wood. 55,000. So let's get in Albuquerque an immigration office. That will help people move there. Santa Fe. Let's also get an immigration office in Santa Fe too. And Raton. It's currently only 3,000. we'll also get a new, just a one-off rail line that does all the way to Deming, and that is chemicals only, guys, so it might just sit there for a little while, causing a bit of an issue. See how the chemical factory's actually doing. It is producing, so that's not an issue. That's just waiting for one more good to be sent off. So we've got eight loads of steel done already. We've got 5 out of the 14 wood. We only need 4 now, so we'll just wait for the 4 to be loaded. And there we go. So that now completes that task. We've got 7 out of 14 done. We'll have the 12 out of 12, and then we just need to produce 12 loads of chemicals. Level that up. That's going to take a lot more coal. Cool, cool. So I think all we can kind of do now there, guys, is wait. Santa Fe's growing nicely. What's Deming not growing though? Sugar, wheat. It's got corn. It's got meat. It needs beer.
There are the materials I ordered. I was wondering
cloth.
already.
Oh, chemicals are on the way. Delete that train now, because if it needs more steel, it will take steel. I think anywhere actually will need steel at all unless they start making tools. Let's have a look at adding. What could we add? Tools would need wood and steel.
The place where Deming seems extremely favorable. With its function as a connector between our routes, the city will have the potential to compete even with giants like Chicago in the future.
So we'll do Santa Fe to Oklahoma. Freight only. And we'll do it minimum of 8. 8 either end. So we can do that. Of course we can't. Why would we be able to do that? Okay, cool. So we should. We've got a little bit of a blockage here. Denver cannot be reached. Oh, something's happened there where we've just built that. Yeah, it's cut the line. It's cut the line again. Wow. Wow. What an absolute pain. So, we're actually on 95% of the tasks complete. We've got the planks produced, the steel produced. I wanted to look at where that Santa Fe train was heading. So steel's actually on its way down, so that's cool. Maybe we need more apples. See if that works. Albuquerque's grown now. The thing we do need up here is cloth. I don't know if we can connect to Jones Farm there, but they've connected to Deming now, which is good. But I think we're happy here, guys. You know, we're nearly done with this scenario. Our first 8 is arriving, so what we'll do is we'll edit that so it only needs 4. Has it got a breakdown? It has. As soon as that one's landed with the 4, we can just delete that line then. We won't even need to delete it, to be fair, that will be the end of the scenario. So that takes it to 7, 8 out of 12. We could have gone and founded Cayenne and Cheyenne, or however it's pronounced, as well if we really wanted to. I didn't really fancy that. Denver. Demolish. Chemical plant, no. Library, and let's put university now, so Denver can carry on growing. Wichita 108,000, Topeka 111, Kansas 130,000 almost. Omaha 100,000. Let's get a university there as well. To be fair, we're not doing bad with the population either. The population's nearly 800,000, so we've not done bad at all there, guys. But as soon as this final train arrives, we are good for this final part of the scenario. Let's just see where it is. It's in Albuquerque, so it's almost there, guys. Almost there. Let's ride with it to finish this scenario. There we go.
The mountains and the inhospitable terrain, a second transcontinental rail link had been created. Where herds of buffalo had once grazed, fields of wheat now blew in the wind. The Santa Fe route had permanently changed the face of the landscape. The Wild West was about to be tamed. Two giants had once joined hands in Deming. But in the end, both were dissatisfied with the result. A separation was inevitable. The Santa Fe Company would reach Los Angeles in 1887, and the Southern Pacific also began to rededicate itself to the realization of its Sunset Route.
Wonderful. Your delivery has arrived. These building materials are indispensable to complete our project.
You've done it. America's second transcontinental railroad is now complete. As it says in the Psalms, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I must admit, I've heard many stories about your abilities, but the reality makes them all pale in comparison. I'm deeply in your debt.
Okay, so that's it, guys. That is the chapter complete. And we have done that in Chief Executive 2, so go west. That is the complete chapter 3. So guys, I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you very much. Join me when we do the next chapter, which is chapter 4. Take care, guys. Bye bye.